go.
minutes ago. I was ready.
I know.
Always
I'm just
ready.
saying. And we're live now. How is everybody doing? Welcome into the Fantasy Tap.
Are they going to be responding to you? Oh wait, I guess they could respond to us via chat.
We're live right now, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm fully aware.
Okay, just making sure.
Prepared.
Just making sure. All right. How's everybody doing today, baby? It's a good day to be here with the Fantasy Tap. Whoop whoop.
Woo.
Woo.
No, but realistically, let's talk about this. We're here to go over our listener league. Just finished week 13, meaning that we've got our final week until our playoffs start. And as we mentioned last week, it's probably going to come down to two teams fighting for that last position. And that's exactly what we have going on, which is realistically the most exciting part about fantasy football. Not only do you need to win your week, but you need the other guy to lose too, or some other crazy circumstances. What's your craziest situation to get into a playoff spot right now that you know of?
That I know of. Oh, off the top of my head, I think I have one where actually I don't have any. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't. Last week was my only week where because the commissioner, shout out Eddie, freaking worst commissioner ever. Also my tattoo artist, so please don't screw up my next tattoo.
Give him the plug.
Yes, tattoo. If you need a tattoo, hit up Eddie Holmes at Iron Glory Tattoo down in Pompano Beach or Boca area, Boca Raton. Fire does
inspiration. Great guy for inspiration. Just trying to figure out what you need. Very smart guy as far as artwork and how it's going to look on your body. So make sure you guys reach out to him if you're interested at all. But
just don't let him run your fantasy football league because he sucks at that. Great tattoo artist, but sucks at that. So
that's what you ask for, though.
I'm just messing with him. So, anyways, this is the first week of our playoffs in that league, and unfortunately, it would because we still have bye weeks this week, you know. So unfortunately, last week it was win or go home for me. Whoever won between myself and my opponent would make it in, and I got absolutely smacked. So that sucks. How about yours? What is your
that league we've brought up a couple times where you ruined my original opportunity to already have earned that playoff spot, now on a 6-week win streak. And as long as I win my game, I've outscored everyone. So I should be in there, but I also have the opportunity to lose a game, but I need like 2 more people to lose. And then as well in another league, I'm in a lot of situations where as long as I win, I'm fine. But if I lose, I'm screwed. Or if the guy next to me puts up a bunch of points and for some reason my roster falls apart this week, it's not looking pretty for me.
Damn. Well, I hope you make as little playoffs as possible, John. As many.
What's your ratio right now?
Right now, I'm in 5 or 6, so right at about half.
Let's see. I'm in 7 leagues in total currently at the moment, and I am in guaranteed at least 3 playoff spots, fighting for 2, and completely out of the other 2.
Ouch.
It is what it is.
Ouch. Yeah, it's all good. You're not going to make.
That's a pretty solid season, though.
You're not going to make every single one. In one league, bro, I was 2 and what was it? I was like 2-1 or something like that, or 4-1, and then I lost 7 straight.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the only time I've ever finished last in a league. My draft, looking at it, was amazing. However, it was all players who did nothing this year. Brandon Ayuk, Allen Robinson.
How was your draft amazing?
Because looking at it, from the outside looking in before the season, I had a couple players that I really thought were gonna break out. Travis Kelce,
tight end 1.
Yeah.
Something that's really hit me this year is it has, positional rankings literally mean nothing. Like, cool, you're running back 8. That's great. But Ezekiel Elliott, outside of the first 5 weeks, very unwanted at your running back 1 spot. But he's a top 8 running back this year. And it's the fact that he's just consistently putting up mediocre points. And that's something I'm really going to dive into in this offseason, is just
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
understand, and obviously it's not, this year's been a very weird NFL season as far as teams
feel like it
playing
has
and
as well.
winning.
Yeah, I feel like it
So
has.
it's gonna be great.
Hello,
But
Hugh.
let's jump
Hugh
into
says
this.
hello. Hello.
What up,
Hello. Hello.
Hugh?
Hugh. He is one of those
Hugh.
guys that needs to win or win and get in or don't.
Hugh, we are actually if you guys don't know, Hugh is actually the guy that does our DFS episodes. Curious, do you want to live stream this episode, our episode, right after we finish this up, or are we still going for later?
Oh, there you go. All right.
I was gonna
Yeah,
text you, but
let him know,
if you're
Hugh.
here, you're here.
All right. So let's jump into it. We're going to recap our week 13. There are a couple teams that needed to win and didn't, and did need to win and did. So let's jump into it. I'm going to share my screen with y'all so we can get this going. Boom. It is done. We are here. All right. It was between Aaron Rodgers fan club and Team Miles, aka Hugh. He needed to win, and so did Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers needed to go 5-8. However, unfortunately, he is now 4-9, taking an L from Hugh. If he would have won, it would have given him a chance, slim chance, but a chance to get into the playoffs. So yeah, pretty decent game, 122-103. Tom Brady really just carried, and the Indianapolis Colts defense carried Hugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Hugh, but that is a pretty nice win margin right there. 19 points. Definitely something that's pretty comfortable. And hey, hopefully looking good for the rest of the season. Hugh, how are you feeling about your matchup this week? I see you were in the chat. Hopefully you're hanging out with us as well. But I think it's a pretty good. I think it was a pretty good game. Did he have any good points on the board? No, both teams had empty benches as far as availability for points. So great matchups here, and good luck, Hugh, in the next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, it is win. He needs to win, and somebody needs to lose. I think we'll go over it though when we do. All right. Cam Newton's burner phone, another guy who needed to win so he could get to that 5-8. However, unfortunately, he did not, losing to TK Brad Hinton, who just had he had George Kittle. He had George Kittle.
He had Matt Stafford as well, who balled out. And then San Francisco's defense put up some solid points as well.
Yeah, but he had Rashad Bateman, who put up a dud. So I mean, Kittle, Deontay Johnson, the defense that he used, and Matt Stafford, all definitely helped carry TK Brad to the win. So congrats, Brad, on knocking Rob out. So yes.
All right. That's what we said. Hey, Brad, you were one of the first players eliminated, but your job at that point is to just ruin everyone else's hopes, dreams, and everything else. And congratulations for completing your job in exceptional fashion.
Yes. Congratulations. Now, ruin it for somebody else this week. Ruin it for somebody else. All right. Redbirds and Team Suck It Easy, both of them were a lock for playoffs. These are just jostling positions. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, Redbird should have wanted the dub, you know. He did not get it, though. Team Suck It Easy taking the win. Having a very, I would say, consistent team. Obviously, Adam Thielen did get hurt, but Joe Burrow putting up 20 points. David Montgomery, Elijah Moore, all those guys. Devonta Freeman putting up about 20 points, respectively. Tyler Lockett. So made up for Hunter Henry, Adam Thielen, and even a little bit of a slack game for Joe Mixon.
Is there anything in this game that you would have done differently if you were either of these players?
Well, I mean, hindsight, I would have started Sony Michel over Joe Mixon.
No hindsight. From your brain going into the week, anything you would have done different?
No, I mean, maybe Sony Michel over Devonta Freeman, but he would have only gotten 2 points. And as for no, yeah, I mean, I think Team Suck It Easy played it well. You're not sitting Joe Mixon for Devonta Freeman or Sony Michelle, so those two are just a toss up, and they did almost equal. How
Yeah.
about you? Would you have?
No, I think he did rather well. I mean, by the time that Hunter Henry was getting ready to play, I mean, Suck It Easy got the win anyways, but it was too late to find another streaming option for that game. Philadelphia's defense was supposed to be a stacked option. Zach Ertz really underperformed. Can't really predict him to do that poorly. Devin Singletary is pretty much the only thing I would have done differently. And by differently, I just would have been all over the waivers throughout the week. And as a team that's going to be in the playoffs this year, go hit the waivers right now.
Yes.
Looking at your team right now, you definitely need some running backs to get you through the rest of the season. Melvin Gordon's not going to be someone you're going to want to rely on, and it's already showing that you can't. So go hit the waivers.
And if you haven't already, go check out our 5 tips to get through the playoffs and get that dub. We go over some important tips that people forget. So let's move on. Frothy Pigskins and Cops and Rogers. This was for overall second place, for sole place of second place, pretty much. Good game overall. Carson Wentz just did not live up for Cops and Rogers, but Kyler Murray, he is back. He's like Voldemort. He is back. Leonard Fournette, Darrell Williams, Cooper Kupp, all putting up enough points for Kyler Murray to get in. Oops. Jeez. Sorry about that. All putting up enough points for Frothy Pigskins to get the dub. Dallas defense as well. So doing real well.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of stinks. Wilson, I'll give you the credit. You did have, it looks like 2 players in what was one of the worst passing games in NFL history for the past few years now, by playing with Dawson Knox as well as Kendrick Bourne in that complete win game. Again, by that Monday night game, it really sucked if you were relying on these players because you had no one else to fade out to. And I'm definitely going to give you the nod there. At that point, I would have tried to get Stevenson in there, but it doesn't look like you could have.
Yeah, nope. I don't see where he could have fit him in. I mean, his running backs did well. Running backs did well. So it was just Kendrick Bourne, the Bourne identity, didn't identify as a receiver. Let's move on. The Banana Stand really needed a dub. Technically still in it. We'll go over it. The dub really would have helped him though. Going up against PNW 360, and this was the closest, if not one of the closest games. These next two are very close. But PNW said, you know what? I'm taking sole possession of first place. I'm not leaving it up to chance. I want that first round bye. And he took it. Took it 103-97. Like I said, if Banana Stand would have had 7 more points, he would still be in the hunt or in a better position for that last spot in the playoffs. But he didn't listen to us. I don't think I'm starting Patrick or Taysom Hill over Patrick Mahomes, but we did say Taysom Hill was a great play.
While you're reaching for the pat on the back, it is what it is. You're definitely not making that option play right there, especially with the matchup. Denver was a team you would have expected Patrick Mahomes to be able to outscore what Taysom Hill should have put up. But hey, like you said, still technically in it, and we'll go over it once we get to the standings currently. But got to put something together to get through this. Oh, we are already at the standings. Oh no, we're not.
Almost one more game. And then we'll get to the standings. So, yeah, I mean, just it was there for the taking. Would you have done anything differently? Would you have taken the shot on Taysom Hill with the way Patrick Mahomes has been playing lately?
No, not at all. Patrick Mahomes especially the week prior, the guy just threw 5 touchdowns and 400 yards against Las Vegas. So, no.
Yeah, I get it.
You're not benching Patrick Mahomes for anyone.
Oh, apparently you are, Taysom Hill.
You shouldn't, though. It's not the best option for you.
Well, according to Chris Sims, he's the best quarterback ever. So, you would be.
I think he's 26 years old with like
No, I'm talking about Taysom Hill. He thinks Taysom
Oh.
Hill's. Yeah. No. You,
Oh
you
my
haven't
God.
seen those? You haven't seen
No,
those things?
I haven't. I stay away from the Taysom Hill news. There's a reason I think the Saints are going to be looking for a quarterback this offseason.
Oh, they are for sure. But
They're already looking
yeah.
now.
All right. In our final spot, KBKC needed a win desperately. And unfortunately just did not get it. 109 to 102. Good game. 7.5 points differentiated the two. T. Higgins, Logan Thomas, Miles Sanders. It wasn't enough for KBKC. Dallas got it though, really helping D. Seagrass to get the win. I mean, anything you would have done differently?
Just looking at the his options there, not really at all. Doesn't really seem like there was anyone on either person's team that was going to be very valuable. I mean, I might have given David Johnson a chance. Luckily, no.
He was
didn't.
out. He ended up being out.
Okay. But outside of that, no, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
You guys tried.
So,
KBKC definitely had a nice little swing around to the back end of the season here. He's been pretty competitive the last few weeks. And had he won this game, would have been not only knocking Segrist out of the playoffs, but putting himself into a place to contend with him, Banana Stand, and a couple other teams at this point.
well, I don't think you would have knocked Segrist out of the playoffs, but I think it would have been close. Let's go over the standings now. So
yeah, because Miles would have won and Segrist would have been at 5-8.
yes, but then if Miles loses this week, Segrist has more points. Let's go over it. All right. So currently our top 5 are locked in, 8 and 5 and above. Can't believe we have that big of a difference between 5th and 6th, like, a 2-game swing. So, but here, everybody's fighting for this spot right here. The people that are currently in it are D. Segrest, Miles, the Banana Stand. Okay. Obviously a lot needs to happen for the Banana Stand to move on. He currently is 21 points approximately behind Miles and approximately 53 or so points behind D. Segrest. So what would need to happen? Let's take a look at this week's matchups and we will find out.
He would need the Bananas or D. Segrist to lose his matchup.
Yes.
And Miles to lose his matchup, as well as outscoring Segrist and Miles Segrist by 51 points and Miles by at least 21.
Correct.
So he has to put up like a 150-point game, and both those guys have to lose.
Yes. So yeah, both those guys had to lose, and he has to score 52 points or more above Segrist and Miles. So, all right. So yeah, that's how he gets in. Now let's look at Miles. Obviously, both 6 and 7 here for D. Segrist and Miles. They don't play each other. I wish they did. I wish.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah, it would have been. Maybe we can force that as commissioners. But they're playing pretty good opponents. Canyons Burnerphone is not somebody you want to overlook. Similarly to KBKC, he's been up and down, but the last few weeks he's been very, very competitive. So he is playing Miles. Miles did have a very, very good start. Playing Chase Claypool and KJ Osborne. However, he started the Pittsburgh defense, so that kind of hurts him depending upon what the Kansas City defense can do. Can they get him 10 points? If they can get him 10 points, I would say that the odds get better for Canyons Burnerphone. Obviously, he needs Keenan Allen and TJ Hawkinson to play. TJ Hawkinson is doubtful. Keenan Allen is on COVID. Just kidding. Ruled out 2 hours ago. So he's got to fill those spots, which is going to be difficult. Whew, man, it's going to be rough. And he's also got Elijah Mitchell. Wow. Yep. He needs help. Rob, you need help.
Yes,
Go scour the waivers. Spoil our last year's winner. Spoil it.
Looks
Spoiler
like it looks like we're really coming down to the Seagrass matchup here, where he's sitting with Dak Prescott, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, Cortland Sutton, Jamar Chase, your start of the week, Stephon Diggs, Jared Cook, and Amari Cooper, with Mike Williams on the bench. So if Mike Williams plays, he can slide into that roster over Cortland Sutton, maybe.
Yeah, probably Sutton. Yeah, I'd
Oh,
probably slip him in over Sutton.
really hurts to see him going up against someone that's a leader in the league right now. PNW, who's already gotten 17 points off of his wide receiver too. But does have my sit of the week with Jarvis Landry taking a shot on Christian Kirk, and then also has the Chargers defense going against the Giants, which might be something that's really good. Also has my sit of the week in running back Ezekiel Elliott. So PNW, you know, you're already locked into your spot. You don't need to knock this guy out.
Oh, John, don't say that. That's horrible.
I'm
No, good
joking, I'm joking.
evening,
No,
Chris.
play spoiler. That's the best part of fantasy football, especially once your fate is established.
Yeah, if John doesn't make it in our other league, I'm gonna feel really good.
Yeah, he is.
I
He's gonna
started
love
that
it.
trend. Started that trend.
Love
so.
it.
Yeah, so that's our standings. These are the rest of our matchups. We got KVKC and the Banana Stand going head to head. Cops and Rogers, team suck it easy. See, this does have some implications as well for or could have implications as well for positioning. Cops and Rogers is sitting in third and Suck It Easy is sitting in fifth. So Suck It Easy could move up a couple spots. The good thing for Cops and Rogers is even if he loses, he shouldn't fall too far because he does have the second most points in the league. So should be a solid should be locked in around the top 4, top 3, somewhere around there. Let's see. Here's something interesting because we were talking about this prior to the show. PNW has the 10th most points for. So
Yeah.
let's say he loses and Redbirds, let's see, is it possible? Redbirds.
Locked in.
Okay, no, because Redbirds and Frothy Pigskins are playing. I was gonna say he could drop all the way down to 4th. If Redbirds, Frothy Pigskins, and Cops and Rogers won, and he lost. However, he dropped down to about 3rd or so. So, wouldn't get that bye. He would not get the bye week if he loses this week and Frothy Pigskins and Cops and Rogers or Redbirds 2K and Cops and Rogers win.
Yeah. It looks like, yeah, if he doesn't win this week, he doesn't get the bye.
Holy, yeah.
Redbirds
could.
and Pigskins both outscored him, and one of them are going to win.
True. Yes. So PNW needs that win against Seagrass. See, there is something to play for.
Hey,
Because I mean, you don't want to be first and then get knocked out week 1, or first for most of the year and then knocked out week 1.
yeah, no, absolutely not. That's just embarrassing at that point.
So, man, and all of these guys, top 6 guys, except for Miles and Cops and Rogers, have a pretty good amount of fab. So if we see a big time injury, there could be some high fab bidding.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys have done an incredible job about budgeting throughout the seasons to make sure they have the availability once they've made the playoffs. Chris Gibbon, good evening all. What did I miss? Sir, you missed the majority of the episode. But luckily you're in a position where you can almost take the week off once you set your lineup, as you have earned that number 2 spot with a chance to fight for the number 1. Congratulations on a great season so far.
Yes. Congrats. He does need the win though. He does need the win.
The win definitely helps.
Yes. So, man, there's a lot that could happen. I mean, even if he loses, Cops and Rogers loses, PNW loses, he's still in second.
Yeah.
So, doesn't have to win, but a win would be good. A win would be great, actually. So, yeah, that's our episode. Then we got Aaron Frogers Fan Club and TK Brad fighting for pride.
Fighting for the pride.
Yeah. I mean,
for
right now, Aaron
bragging rights.
Rodgers is in last place.
Yeah.
We got 4 guys.
Which is
tied
crazy
for
to see.
last.
He has, if you look at his team, it's actually not bad.
Who's this?
Actually, Aaron Rodgers.
Kirk. Yeah, he's got a great team.
And
Damn,
it's
he should get the
almost
win this week.
confusing about how he's down there. And then same thing with TK Brad Hinton. It's just how fantasy goes. Just because you have the best players in the league, it's about which players you start which week against which players you're playing against. You can get ruined, and it all comes down to a record by the end of the season anyways. So it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. But that is it. That's the way the game goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. All right. Let's take a look at what has happened over this last week as far as waiver claims go. KJ Osborne was picked up by Miles for $13. Wilson bid $1. So it went to Miles. He used up all of his remaining fab, dropping Deshaun Jackson. Wilson picked up the Green Bay Packers, dropping Carson Wentz. And then Kendrick Bourne was dropped by Wilson, and Tyler Boyd was picked up for $0. He's going bargain shopping.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yes, sir. Los Angeles Chargers defense picked up by PNW 360 for free. Josh Palmer, Ty Johnson was dropped for Josh Palmer for free. Love to see it, KBKC.
Still staying active in the waivers.
Yes. So, Khalil Herbert being picked up by Arizona Cardinals. He must have listened to our 5 tips episode and picked up David Montgomery's handcuff. Especially with David Montgomery banged up. Really surprised he was out there.
Yeah, I mean, this late into the season, Montgomery's been doing pretty well while he's been healthy. And this injury kind of came out of nowhere this weekend. So it's likely he was dropped after Montgomery had 2 or 3 weeks of solid play.
Yeah.
See who dropped him.
Who
we make fun of. Dropped by Wilson. Wait. Oh, wait, no, I apologize. He was dropped by Wilson way earlier. I'm going to spoil something, but he's always been on Wilson's roster. There's no one else that has owned him.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. Kenny Golladay was dropped. Smart move. 58 WK, aka the banana stand, picking up JaMychal Hasty. The Pittsburgh Steelers being picked up, which is a great move. Great move by Miles. I think they have a pretty good upcoming Tennessee. So it should be a decent week for them. Christian McCaffrey being dropped, Amir Abdullah being picked up, Jared Cook being picked up, Zach Moss being dropped, Logan Thomas was dropped. Obviously the knee injury. Cleveland Browns defense was dropped. Tyler Conklin was picked up. Mark Ingram dropped. Jeff Wilson picked up. JaMychal Hasty dropped. And then Khalil Herbert was dropped. Oh, my goodness.
For Ty Johnson, the same man who had just recently. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Wilson picked up Herbert. KBKC dropped Johnson. So Wilson saw that Johnson was available and said, hold up. Wait a minute.
Oh, my goodness.
That's my guy.
Oh, my goodness. Wilson dropped Alexander Madison
for Jalen Guyton.
Wow. And
let's jump into Wilson's roster really quick and see what is going on over here. His running back group includes.
Real quick, the last two moves were Jamar Jefferson being picked up, Matt Breida being dropped, and then JaMychal Hasty being picked up, and then Jamar Jefferson being dropped, all done by Miles. John, let's go over and look at his running back. What's up here?
He still shows as Madison on his bench, but does have Jonathan Taylor, Ramondre Stevenson, as well as Aaron Jones and James Conner. So in hindsight, not the worst move ever, especially if we see a healthy Dalvin Cook rest of the season. But like I said, it is still showing Madison on his roster.
That's because he already played, though. He already played.
Okay.
So
That makes
he is
sense.
out there on the waivers.
That makes sense. And if he needed him, he has the fab to go after him, I believe.
No, he doesn't.
I
He has
lied.
$3.
He has $3 to his name. Wilson, you gotta start saving those pennies, bud.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Very interesting. I want to say, to say the least, because I think he is probably outside of, well, actually right now, no, I would say him and AJ Dillon are the two most valuable handcuffs.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
would say.
That's very fair.
Um,
Kalen Balaj.
yeah, right. With Tony Pollard being banged up, you know. So interesting.
All right.
So, alrighty, y'all. That's the show. That's the show. So, thanks so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If you could do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to tune into the DFS episode. If you haven't checked out our 5 tips to get through your fantasy football playoffs and get the dub, get the championship, go do so. Go do so. So, John, anything you want to say to?
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate every time you guys join in on these live streams. It's great to connect with you guys when you guys tune into the chat as well. And like I said, make sure to check out that DFS episode that's going to be coming out, believe Saturday morning.
Yes.
And make sure you get those players in there. And then tomorrow, expect to see our must start, must sits coming out as well. So get excited for those and make sure you guys get ready for these fantasy playoffs. Got 1 week to go in most leagues, so get ready.